we discussed last time, please?
Hare Krishna, Babuji. Yes, few points I remember. First of all, thank you, His Grace Samrish Prabhu, Hare Krishna Pragya Devi Dasi Mataji, and His Grace Krishna Smarpan Krishna Prabhu for giving us chance and taking these classes. So, yes, Prabhuji, we discussed few points, and first of all, we discussed about the that we need to study ourselves, so we know that nobody can cheat us. And parampara means pure knowledge, because gaps in parampara, because there is gaps in parampara, but that can only like, it's not by Diksha, it's by Shiksha. Parampara is by Shiksha. And there was a question about from Pradyuman Prabhu about if somebody comes and he says that I'm connected to this, and then he teaches the philosophy. So that's why the purity of knowledge is very important. Like, you can't, because the bona fide acharya, he's the only one who can change the principle according to time, place, and circumstances. Or there's an example of Srila Prabhupada that he prescribed minimum 16 rounds. It's not that we have to do 16, we have to do more, but it's minimum. But there is, yeah, so it's a different time, places, and circumstances. Things are adjusted slightly, but the basic principles do not change. So there are some do's and don'ts that every sampradaya follows. So that can't be changed. And then we discuss about the letter to Srila Prabhupada about the gaps in disciplic succession. So where it says that the main point was that disciplic succession doesn't mean direct initiation of that person. So, and when we accept the same conclusion, then we are in sampradaya, or we are in parampara, because things are equal to the same thing, are equal to one another. So there are other points as well. So these 2 points probably. Hare Krishna.
Prabhupada says that, to join the Sampradaya, you don't require to be in the Sampradaya. In the sense, you have to formally initiate in the Sampradaya. What does it mean? To join a Sampradaya, you don't require to be formally initiated in the Sampradaya. We must accept the disciplic conclusion. Yeah. So accepting meaning what? See, the thing is this, that there are 2 ways devotional service can be performed. Bhakti can be performed in 2 different ways. They are distinct ways. Distinct meaning different ways. 2 different ways. Okay. All right. One is called Pancaratriki Viddhi. Second is called Bhagavat Viddhi. So Pancaratriki Viddhi is Viddhi or knowledge of Bhakti done based upon only rules and regulations. And you can attain of Godhead can happen like this. And Bhagavat Viddhi is a second distinct way, where love of God is attained by performing bhakti, devotional service to God. So one is by rules and regulations of deity worship, and second is by this. So there are 2 different ways. There are different ways. You must know this. These are 2 bona fide ways. Okay? They are not the same. But Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Dasyam, as we discussed many times. So the Archanam is where you require deity worship, and to do deity worship, you require rules and regulations, do's and don'ts. But at the same time, when we are preaching, we cannot go to Bhagavad Viddhi state away. Bhagavad is a very, very advanced stage. What is mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam? So Bhagavad Viddhi. Okay. So because of that, we also teach do's and don'ts. So we teach you doing deity worship at home, all basic things. We are teaching you all these things. But if you want to do it as per the temple, then you require those mantras and all that. Yeah. The Prabhupada says in ISKCON, Prabhupada has established, both are doing together, hand in hand, they say, well, together we do. Pancaratriki they give initiation, and the Bhagavad Gita also. Okay. Fine. So there are two different, distinct ways of performing bhakti. You must know this, clear cut. Okay? Right. So this is the reason why we follow the Bhagavad way. But we teach you everything else also, but I don't give you the mantras. Because then Vacho Vegam, Manasa Krodha Vegam, Jiva Vegam, Udarupasta Vegam. That person is a guru. Okay? Not somebody rubber stamped, all glories to whoever it is. So I don't do such things. Alright? You know, if you want to do, you can do. You can take your own decisions. You can follow whoever you want to follow. It's your choice. But you are the sampradaya, parampara. That's what we are doing in Bhagavad Gita. It's very simple, no complication. Nothing is taught. And everything deity worship at home, we are teaching you what is needed to be done. Nothing is taught. Is this point clearly understood, all of you? I think in simple terms, I said this today. All this was a little advanced words I was using, very simple way. Is this point very clear? That is what Prabhupada writing in the letter, that to join the Sampradaya, you don't require to take formal initiation in the Sampradaya, Diksha. By accepting the conclusion of the Sampradaya, you are in the Sampradaya. That is the meaning of this by Bhagavad Viddhi. Okay? So it is very clear, distinct processes. So there are two different kinds. They are not one. Both are not one. They are two different kinds. But anyone who is to do Pancaratriki Viddhi, he has to do Bhagavad Viddhi in Kali Yuga. Because you just can't do deity worship. Deity worship is not recommended for this age. See? Although it is to be done, our Acharya has done it. We have done it, no doubt about it. But you have to do chanting, reading, studying, preaching, doing Sankirtan, prasad distribution, all these things. You cannot not do it. So Pancaratriki Viddhi also, somebody following has to follow this, otherwise he will not. Hare Krishna Mahamantra has to be chanted by whoever does Gayatri. To deity worship, you require some Gayatri mantras and some mantras, deity mantras and all, So that's why you require that. But even then you have to do Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Even then you have to read Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, everything has done. Without which it is not possible. But you can still attain it by chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra and go back to Godhead. But this is for a personal benefit, we do it. For being clean and all those things, which we are teaching you anyways. Take your bath early in the morning, wake up in the morning as early as possible. You can do Mangalarti is best, We teach you all those things. Deity worship at home, cooking, washing, offering, everything is being done. Yeah. And most importantly, every Bhagavad Viddhi we are doing, teaching. Shravanam, hearing, chanting, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Padasevanam, Dasyam, Sakhyam, being friends with Krishna, Atmanivedanam, surrendering to everything is we're teaching you. So you are the Sampradaya there. So two different distinct process of bhakti. I hope this is very clear now to all of you. Is this very clear? Anyone has any questions on this? But as I said, you have a choice. You say, no, I want to do Pancaratriki also. Oh, no problem, you can do it. It's up to you. But find a guru, find a bona fide. He has to teach you. But once you do that, you have to follow that guru. and then where you will go, it's up to you, your choice. That is not my problem. So somebody will ask me, but then you're talking Bhagavad Vidhi. So Bhagavad Gita is only for Paramhamsas, which is correct. Only for self-realized souls. Bhagavatam is about self-realized souls. Bhagavatam doesn't talk about ordinary living beings' lives. They talk about Bhagavata's lives. Correct? So what about that? How are you teaching them Bhagavad Gita? So why not? We're reading Prabhupada's books. We're making you read Prabhupada's books. And you require some living person? Yeah, that's what we are doing in the Parampara. Prabhupada, Maharashtra Goswami Maharaj, here I am there, Avinash Prabhu is there, my son is there. You all are learning. Then you will teach the same thing power. That's what I was talking all this way. Parampara is continuing. So where you say knowledge is not there, it's a different thing where I'm teaching myself if I'm writing my own book. That's a different thing altogether. You understand? So this is how we say, yes, that's right. Bhagavad, you require to be for Paramhamsas, but this is Paramhamsa written book. Paramhamsa written books, realizations. We're trying to understand it. Simple as that. This is how it's very simple, it's not complicated. That's why I'm dragging this particular point more so that we understand it in every single way. Okay? Somebody was saying something, sorry.
Yes, Prabhu. I was thank you, Amish Prabhu, and thank you, devotees, for your association and classes and participation. So what is the difference here? Very subtle difference here. Because when you talk like this, we become close to Ritvik, no?
No.
Yeah,
No,
that's fundamental.
No, you're not understood. Ritvik also take initiation by Pancaratriki, the Guru Mantra. But for that, you require living Guru. So they say, no, Prabhupada is the only Guru. We take from Prabhupada directly. They take Pancaratriki initiation. We don't talking giving Pancaratriki at all to anybody. Initiation. Although we can give, I can give the mantras, but then after my death, what happens? And I'm not qualified in the first place, anyways. No, we're not hypocrites. Yeah. So for a long term going, if a Bhagavad Vidhi, there's not, we don't take initiation at all. You are in the parampara already. There's no need to take initiation. You are in the parampara, Guru Shishya parampara. You asked me this question before also. You understand this point? It is clear, Prabhuji?
Yes, Prabhuji, kind of clear. Not very clear. I
Yeah,
understand what
Ritvik
you're
is an
saying.
initiation. We are not giving any initiation. Bhagavad Vidhi is not initiation. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, where is the initiation been given to anybody? But I say, he's my Guru. I learned from him. Correct?
But Prabhupada gave a lot of initiation, Prabhu.
Yeah, because that's what I said, no, Prabhuji, that Pancaratrika Vidhi and Bhagavad Vidhi, he combined together to start an institution. And that's what even our acharyas also have said this. Sri Rupa Goswami also said this. You must do Pancaratrika Vidhi. But where's a qualified person here? Then you have to invent some things. You know, it creates in a very murky water. You see? But this is what Prabhupada clearly writes. It is mentioned there in the verses. I can show you so many verses Prabhupada writes. There are two distinct processes of bhakti. One is Bhagavad Vidhi, one is Pancaratrika Vidhi. Pancaratrika Vidhi is only, right, so more or less depends only on the rules and regulations. That's it. Bhagavad Vidhi is everything else. Sharanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam. That's why when people say that in this age, chant Hare Krishna, I will go back to Godhead. You don't require anything else. This is the meaning behind it. As the Prabhu Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that chant Jara Dekho Tare Kaho Krishna Upadesh. Okay? But those who do not know this, which is most of the people who do not read, they say it is various this and that, sahajiyas and all nonsense they'll give. And this is a common sense which they tell everybody, but they are blind to so many people falling down, their gurus falling down. You know? So why we don't want to get onto all those things? You can do it if you want to do your own, you're on your own. Yeah. So by Bhagavad Gita, at least we are safe. We are in the parampara, we are teaching. Is this point clear?
Yes, Prabhuji, the point is clear. Point is clear.
Yeah. But if people are not going to read, they are not going to understand it. It is absolutely very, very clear. But you must read, no? Otherwise, you are black, you say, oh my God, you know, whatever it is. And you will say, you'll be blinded to your guru's fall down also. Because you have chosen the guru. And why you have chosen the guru, we do not know. What is the mantra? He himself is not doing the mantra. Or whatever it is, I do not know. I don't want to fall into all those. It's their problem. We have seen so many things going wrong in all, not only ISKCON, everywhere. So, but Bhagavat's Viddhi is what we have chosen. It's very simple. We are in the Bhagavat Viddhi. And we can go back to Godhead by doing this. In deity worship, we are teaching at home. We can do it. And just the same, you may be joining some institution and you may change, I'm a Brahmana. You cannot change a Brahmana in the real life. Nobody will accept you. So you're Brahmana there, be there only. No, here you are Kshatriya, Vaishya, wherever you are. So there's not much of a thing. And Kali Yuga is not much of a difference. Yeah. Okay, but these two distinct, I've made it very, very simple now. I don't made it, Prabhupada has made it. It's very, very simple, distinct processes of devotional service. You take your time, think about it. I'll wait for a minute or so. Any one of you?
No, Prabhu, I've read this. I know this very well. I know this very well, Prabhu. But this discussion we have started discussing very lately. It was not what we used to discuss. This Bhagavat and Pancaratriki, the last 6-8 months, you have started telling us like this.
Of course.
Yeah.
Because 6-8 months, I told you before that 6-8 months, all this, whatever rumors that I've heard, is come out to be true.
Yes, Prabhu. People call us Ritu, Prabhu. You know that, Prabhu.
Oh, I do not know. We call them Ritvik too. We call them only hodgepodge people also. What is the difficulty?
Yeah, Ritu, people have called me Ritu in the Auckland temple.
I do not know. Nobody's told me any of this. I'll burn them alive if they do this.
I've done this. Yeah, they're
Anyway.
stupid. I know they don't read books. I agree with it. And don't talk. They don't talk in front of us anyway.
Yeah, I mean, nobody has said anything to me. They may say whatever they want to say. Who are they people? Who are they? What is their value? To me, they have said something wrong about that presidents and managers also. So many of them. What is the value? There's no value. Anyway, this is not what I wanted to communicate. I was saying about this two separate ways, which is to be very simple, and I'm saying this very clearly. Yeah. It's very simple. No complications.
Thank you,
No
Prabhu. Thank you.
obstruction.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Yeah. You're welcome. It should be very, very clear. No complications. Okay. Two separate ways of doing bhakti. And you cannot rubber stamp it. It's a challenge, open challenge. Whatever I've spoken is recorded. It's an open challenge. Prove it to be wrong. Well, this is Shastra. This is not Shastra. This is complete Shastra. But the choice is everybody's. You cannot say that only these 50 people, 60 people with whom we have voted to give Diksha, they are gurus. This is not, nowhere in the Shastra is mentioned. It makes no sense to anybody. Then how come Vacho Vegam, Manasya Krodha Vegam is relevant here? What is the definition of this? Who studied today? Intermediate level devotees, you study today? How do you define this? What is translation of this?
Who can control the urges to speak, anger, belly, genitals. Only he can make disciples all over the world.
That's it. So how come people whom you are appointing, they are not able to control their own senses and no genitals? You know? So something is wrong. So you can do what you want to do. We don't fight with anybody. But to Bhagavat, nobody can dispute this point. Okay. It's up to Krishna to give love of Godhead. Ultimately, everything depends upon the wing of Godhead. Okay. So is this clear, this point?
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, very
Yeah.
clear.
You know, there are two distinct processes. They're distinct.
The the initiation part was you explained very well. They even Ritvik, they take Pancaratriki initiation by
That's why they call it. We don't believe in it. So we say we follow Prabhupada, we follow Guru Maharaj.
Yes.
But no. But Bhagavad Gita is no initiation.
Yes.
It is written in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Prabhupada writes this in Savanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam. Why do you need this then? Without this, you can be in Sampradaya. And we read Prabhupada's lectures, so what's the difficulty?
Yes.
And Prabhupada wrote his letter. I did not write the letters. Neither
Yes.
am I taking a meaning out of it. He wrote clearly that you don't require to be formally initiated. I did not say anything. Okay?
Yes.
So we read Prabhupada's book, so we are reading this, no problem. And a number of, as you read Chaitanya Charitamrita, Srimad Bhagavatam, you'll read all these things. It will come slowly. Yeah. But in organization wise, they follow this both. Prabhupada said we follow this both. But they minimize one. Bhagavat Viddhi. All complete is whatever it is. But they were no business to call anybody else for their spiritual development. It's a big aparad. We don't say anything to anybody, they should not say anything to anybody else. It's a big aparad. Only those people who are immature, if they call themselves devotees, they say such a thing. Nobody has got a right to give certificate about devotional service of other people. We don't take offense. But if Krishna takes the offense, then what happens? We don't go and tell anything wrong about them, or anybody for that matter. Don't think we do not know what's going on behind the closed doors or open doors. They will be blind for them because they want whatever they want. It's up to them. Okay? All right? Okay. I'll wait for one more second. If anyone wants to say anything, please, before we move. Please feel free.
Hare Krishna. Prabhu.
Yes, sir. Hold on, Krishna. Yeah. Thank you.
So actually, I had one friend in his call, like he's my childhood friend, and he joined the organization. So I was talking to him some days back. So, like Avinash Prabhuji said, he was telling me that I'm inspiring from this devotee to take initiation. And he was asking me, who are you aspiring for? I said, I'm already in Parampara and I follow Hare Krishna WECAN. I told him about our organization and everything. So he asked me the same question, are you a Ritvik follower?
Yeah.
So he asked me the same thing. So my question is, Prabhuji, so for the next generation that will come 10, 15 generation later, so are we all connected to His Holiness Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj in the parampara, or will be
Yeah.
connecting to the person who follows in His
Yeah,
Holiness
that's
Krishna?
right. We are all through the person who's giving the knowledge. He's a Shiksha Guru. You understand one thing? So the Prabhupada, Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj, so me, so Avina Krishna Prabhu, whoever it is, to all of you, you are hearing, by hearing, you are the parampara. So you teach. Do you know how they appoint their gurus there? Have you asked
They
him this
have some
question?
exam. Yeah, he was saying that it is
What was it?
compulsory. It is compulsory for me to attend at least 2 yatras of that devotee and give this examination.
No,
Like
that
it
is
is
for him to
compulsory.
find to initiate. I'm talking how do they appoint the guru? Has he told you?
No.
Why don't you ask the question? Let him find out. Do you want to know?
Yes.
Okay, it is recorded, so I'm telling you. You have to write some examination and then they'll be voting. If you get majority vote, you become a guru. Do you want to have this kind of person as a voting guru? Think about it. Don't ask me the question. I'm not forcing anybody to do anything. You're all independent thinkers. What is this? Or a person, actually, Shastra says, a person who goes out in the world, makes disciples, makes devotees. He's actually the guru, who eventually will become the guru. So with this, if you make somebody else write the exams and then you vote majority, 3/4 percentage vote and all those things, and they become guru. And do you know how many of them have fallen down from the standards? See, this is you've been learning all these things. We're not teaching you these things now. You're too young. But it is shocking. Even your friend, he should know the history of ISKCON. or any other institution. We are not demeaning ISKCON. ISKCON is very close to our heart. Any institution, you should know the history, right? Yeah, simple. We don't fight with anybody. We have nothing to do with anybody. No problem. All right. We are Hare Krishna weekend. We are through parampara with this. Yeah. So Ritvik also is an initiation. You understand what is Ritvik? They say Prabhupada's Murti is here. So we are taking this Gayatri from Prabhupada's Murti. And the name, our Krishna Das or whatever Das, we give our own self name to our own self. What is inspired to us. Yeah. And then you are initiated. They are called Ritviks. They are fighting amongst each other. Ritviks and ISKCON and this and Gaudiya Math and all. Let them fight. We don't want to fight with anybody. That's why out of great my prayers to Guru Maharaj. Yeah. And with Shastra, that is our way of doing things with Bhagavat Viddhi. So knowledge by Shiksha. Simple as that. Is this point clear for you?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah, but he should know. Tell him. Do you know how he became Guru? This person. You know his background. Who is aspiring from?
Shall I name him, Prabhu?
Oh, leave it. Don't worry about it. I know what will be. We know everybody's history. So very. Please. If we are open to everybody, we are not holding up anybody. We don't claim you're the only person who go back to Godhead, then it is finished. And you'll find wrong things about those people, you're disturbed. So we've gone through that. Yeah. All right.
Yes. So I had another question, a
Yes.
little different from it. So, we are connected through Avinash Prabhuji and you and through His Holiness Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj. So, when the next generation comes and it is true also that if I understand that I am not qualified, so I tell the next generation you are directly connected to this person, like overlapping me because I understand that I am not qualified.
Prabhuji, you don't
How does
understand.
that?
We are not saying anybody is a guru. We are saying it's a parampara.
Okay.
We are connecting to the parampara, not the guru. Then there's initiation problem.
Hmm.
Do you understand this point?
Still
Whereas
a little.
they say because of Pancharatika Vidhi, you should take initiation to be in the parampara. But by Shiksha also you can be in the parampara. Ultimately, it's the same thing. Ultimately, it is the same thing. They say you'll be in the parampara if you take Pancharadhika Diksha. I'm aspiring from this particular sannyasi, guru, whatever it is. Okay. So otherwise they are not in parampara. But actually they are in if they accept the conclusion. Nobody is teaching them this point. I'll wait a bit more time. Just tell me if you understand this point.
Yeah, Prabhuji. So, if we're following Siksha, then that means a person can take knowledge from anyone in the parampara, I guess.
Yeah, of course.
That's what I could understand.
That's right.
So,
As
if
long as
in next,
yeah, please, please
if in
continue.
next generation, if next generations people think that they are not finding anyone genuine here, and they directly think that we should only read to Prabhupada's book, is that okay? Like, but I think like
Yeah, that's what
it
Prabhupada
is.
wrote there. No? You can take the prominent Acharya and follow that. So we studied there, correct? Good, you're asking this question. Very nice. It will be beneficial to a lot of people. So that's why we say that here our connection to Parampara is already established. And tomorrow, when you are, because you are hearing from us and you are preaching, you're preaching this in that Parampara. You're in the Parampara already. Take your time. I'm holding up, no problem.
Yeah, so yes, I understand it. I think I'll have to meditate more upon it.
No,
And
it is very clear. It's not
I
dogmatic.
understand. Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah, I understand about the Siksha part. Yes,
Yeah.
I just yeah, I wanted to clarify that Ritvik part and how we are different. So I got that clear today.
Yeah, as you correctly
Thank you.
said, that we are not, I'm already in the Parampara. That's it. This person is also in the Parampara, but nobody is telling him this because they are blinded. None of because it's neophytes, the people who call all these things, this week and all this, they're neophyte, they don't understand anything. And then there are those who are very, very advanced. They say you are right. They are living left, right, and center. This is all very problematic.
Yeah, I could see on his face like they are anxious to enter into it. They are thinking that when they enter, then something else will start. Like we've
That's
discussed
why.
this before, that something will start or I'll be transformed when I enter into it.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah. Okay.
That's right. So this is how we are, very clear cut. Because I do not, I know what happened here in the society. Yeah. So we do not want a situation where, in the future, how the process will be preaching. Preaching is very important. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj said the same thing to Mr. Mini. Program must go on. So after my death also it will be stopped? No. It should go on. We're preaching you. And you do. And there is a reason why nothing should stop. Here they have stopped everything. And what not is a history. It's very bad history. Excuse me for saying this, Hold on. I'll just show you something. Yeah. Okay. Is this point clear?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So this is last point which you said that they're waiting for only after this it'll be what? So what are you doing all this while? Wasting time. And what did the person do before you? So only when somebody else will come and show you, then you are in devotional service, performing devotional service. What nonsense. So there are two distinct processes. All right. And so last week we said about the letter with this. All right. Think about it. Anybody else has anything to say? We'll just quickly check in the meantime.
Prabhuji, I just want to clarify something.
Yeah.
So
So this is actually beyond your timing, beyond your just beginner's program. We're talking about it very advanced, So it's going to be a big gap in the understanding. Okay. But still.
so Prabhuji, like when we say that it is from Siksha, so like we have Prabhupada, then His Holiness Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj, and then you teaching us, Avinash, you teaching us. And then if someday the standards gets dilute, when like if I'm teaching somebody, the standards get dilute, then that will also break. The chain will break, correct?
Absolutely right. Very good point. Yes. And that person will take the karma if he is teaching wrong. And ultimately, everything is to Siksha only. Yeah. Basically, everything is to Siksha only, to knowledge. Srimad Bhagavatam talks about only this process. Okay. I want this to be very, very clear. Very, very, very clear. Because 6-8 months ago, certain things happened, and I said, no, this has to be brought out to everybody, and that's why I'm speaking about this. Before that, this was knowledge to me, and I kept quiet. For all this many of 20 years, all what I had studied was coming out to be true. So this is wrong. We are not going to discuss this. So I said, this is how it's going to be now. Okay. So be very clear about it. No problem. But remember this, as long as you're teaching what we are teaching you, then you are in the mercy of your seniors and seniors and the Guru Maharaj. But if you do on your own, then you're on your own. Then you are not in the parampara, you're not the chances of going back to God are very limited to you. So as long as you follow properly, you're on the line. This is called parampara. This is exactly called parampara. Okay? So anybody wants to say, no, I'll teach my own, no problem. You can do it on your own. Then you're on your own. You're following, then you're following everybody. And you're taking everybody's blessings. And you are in the shelter. That's why we are decentralized preaching. So tomorrow, if somebody is preaching something wrong, it should not fall upon us. Then that person takes the karma and goes to heaven or hell or wherever it is. That's why I'm very, very particular about what knowledge is given, how it is given, and it make you read. Okay? So a lot of transparency has to be given. So good if you understand this now, much more clearer for you. But don't follow blindly anybody. Don't follow us also blindly. I've showed you the proofs, You can also do. But Prabhupada did say, in ISKCON, both these two are together we are working. Bhagavad Viddhi and Pancaratriki Viddhi. So we have seen it is a little difficult, I cannot recommend anybody for now. Although many of them are good friends and they're very nice also, very clever, elevated, no doubt about it. But it's up to them. Everybody's individual capacity, individual decision making. We don't fight with anybody. Okay. So why don't you read this, Sanjeev Prabhu? Read this. This is Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adilila. Okay, read this.
Yes, Prabhu. Krishna Premera Eka Apurva Prabhava Guru Sama Laghu Ke Karaya Dasya Bhava. What was translation and purport by Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada. Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Ki jai.
Krishna Premera, of love of Krishna. This. Eka, one. Apurva Prabhava, unprecedented influence. Guru, to those on the level of the spiritual master. Sama, equal level., unto the less important. Karaya, makes Dasya Bhava the conception of being a servant. So, of love of Krishna, this one unprecedented influence to those on the level of the spiritual master, equal level unto the less important, makes the conception of being a servant. Translation. Love for Krishna has this one unique effect. It imbues superiors, equals, and inferiors with the spirit of service to Lord Krishna. Again, love for Krishna has this one unique effect. It imbues superiors, equals, and inferiors with the spirit of service to Lord Krishna. Purport. There are two kinds of devotional service: the way of Pancaratriki, regulative principles, and the way of Bhagavata, transcendental loving service.
Okay, read again. What does it mean?
There are two kinds of devotional service.
What do you mean of two kinds of devotional service?
So it means there must be like two bona fide ways.
Yeah, not must be.
Yeah,
There are
there are.
two kinds. There's no one kind.
Yes.
There are two kinds. And many places Prabhupada writes this.
Yes.
Read.
There are two kinds of devotional service: the way of Pancaratrika, regulative principles, and the way of Bhagavata, transcendental loving service.
And what
The
are we
love
teaching everywhere? What does Prabhupada say? We are performing transcendental loving service to Krishna, right?
Yes.
Right. Everywhere Prabhupada writes that, correct? Right.
Everywhere, yes, Prabhu.
Yeah. And Pancaratriki is only about regulative principles.
Regulative principles.
Yeah.
Rules and regulations.
Yes.
The love of Godhead of those engaged in Pancharatrika regulative principles depends more or less on the opulent and reverential platform. But
What does it mean?
means awe and reverence, like they
Yes. Because
scale.
deity worship is awe and reverence.
Yes.
Correct? Bhagwan, 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 do all the do's and don'ts, rules and regulations, awe and reverence, right?
Yes.
Right.
But the worship of Radha and Krishna is purely on the platform of transcendental love.
Now, Prabhupada says this before. Remember, we said that because we are not qualified, our worship is of Lakshmi Narayan, not Radha Krishna.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
Lakshmi Narayan is awe and reverence
Yeah.
in Vaikuntha.
Yes.
And that is correct. We have not reached the level of love of Krishna. That's why you require this Pancaratriki. You see, because he has to establish the whole system for the whole world to follow. Yeah.
Yes.
So he set up this process there. Yeah. Continue.
Even persons who play as the superiors of Krishna also take the chance to offer transcendental loving service to the Lord. The service attitude of the devotees who play the parts of superiors of the Lord is very difficult to understand, but can be very plainly understood in connection with the super excellence of their particular service to Lord Krishna.
Yeah, because generally people, Christians and Muslims, how can you say that I'm worshipping God as my inferior? Like somebody who's a parent, Nanda Maharaj, Yashoda. How can you say that Vatsalas? It's very difficult for them to understand this. Yeah. But with Krishna, you can do it.
Yes.
Yeah. But it's
Yes.
Krishna super excellent. That's what Prabhupada writes here. Okay, let's continue.
A vivid example is the service of Mother Yashoda to Krishna, which is distinct. In the
Here it is. Yeah. Mother Yashoda said, my Krishna, how to protect my Krishna? Krishna will say, what are you talking about? How do you protect God, man? Yeah.
in the future of in the feature of Narayana, the Lord can accept services only from his associates who play parts in which they are equal to or less than him. But in the feature of Lord Krishna, he accepts service very plainly from his fathers, teachers, and other elders who are his superiors, as well as from his equals and his subordinates. This is very wonderful.
Okay. You understand this point? Only
Yes.
Narayan, if you worship Lord Narayan, you have to be as a servant or equal. Because awe and worship, awe and reverence only.
Hmm.
Yeah. But with
Yeah.
Krishna, you can do this. And what are we saying in all this while? We are saying that no, awe and reverence, you cannot love Krishna. Krishna doesn't like awe and reverence. It should be spontaneous love. Correct?
Yes. That's right.
And what is spontaneous love? Now, is it done? Completed the purport?
Um,
Yeah, I think it is done.
yes.
Purport is over. So go back upon the purport. Look at the purport, starting with the purport, Krishnadas. So see here. So where is awe and reverence done? In what process?
Pancaratriki.
Yes. And what is the other process of loving devotional service?
Bhagavat Viddhi.
And there are two kinds.
Yes.
Is it clear?
Yes. So
And last week we saw that you don't require to be formally initiated. This is the meaning what Prabhupada says.
yes.
But conclusion you can be in it. You don't require to be. In Bhagavad Prabhupada writes this. There is no required formal initiation to go Bhagavad Viddhi.
Hmm.
So you are saying something.
Yes, Prabhu. So yeah, that doesn't mean that we don't follow rules and regulations, Prabhu.
Yes, that's right. We teach you everything. Do's and don'ts, do's and don'ts, everything is done. Morning, your shower, your chanting, your purification. What we don't give you is the deity mantra, which is, and second thing is by Gayatri.
Hmm.
That's it.
Yes.
I mean, if you do it, Gayatri is, it's not difficult. I mean, it's there on YouTube also. Gayatri. You know, it's, but I'm not want to do it. It's holding back
Hmm.
because I don't want to become a guru. I'm not qualified to be. And even if you force me to be, then after my death, what happens? Again, you'll concoct. There'll be voting system, and this will be there. Somebody will say, "I'll follow my son." Somebody says, "No, I'll follow this," and they'll fight. Why do all this? No, okay.
Hmm.
And this is not the way. Yeah, Mahaprabhu said, "Chara dekho tare ko Krishna pade, amar agnar guru tare te." So we're teaching everything. Yeah.
Because that is for the deity worship anyway, Prabhu.
Yes. Only for.
Only for.
And Prabhupada writes here, see this. What is Prabhupada says? Pancaratriki rules and regulatory principles.
Regulative.
The way of Pancaratrika regulatory principles. And then Prabhupada writes, love of Godhead of those engaged in Pancaratrika regulatory principles depend more or less on opulent and revolution platform.
Yes.
But, there's a word but, the worship of Radha and Krishna is purely on the platform of transcendental love. And that's what we are teaching you, transcendental love. No difference.
Yes, Prabhu.
Is this clear for everybody? Everybody can read this? Kanga Avinash Saraswati Mataji, where is he gone? Is he busy now? Is he reading this? Anyway. That's all right. Okay, everybody has read this, all of you? Is this clear? Yeah, this is advanced level, but I just picked up this point so that you can understand this one clearly. Without distinction. There are two different ways. I'm not creating anything. In Bhagavatam, Prabhupada writes there are two distinct ways. He's even more specific. Distinct, Prabhupada writes. So, but then he said, okay, Bhagavad you don't require initiation, then why do you require initiation at all, you know? So we require it because of Pancaratrika, so that people do not just, because see, if you do not know Krishna and Radha, how do they look like? How are you going to chant, you know, loving Krishna? You should know something. That's why you have to have a form. That's why for them you have this, you know, deity and all those things, you know. That's why we require temple. That's why we don't want temple. In our preaching Hare Krishna weekend, we don't want temple. We say, no, make home into temple. Done. Then you are not bound by anything else. But it is very free. We don't force anybody to do anything. Again, I'm saying you can do whatever you want to do. But if you choose Pancaratriki, you choose some other guru, then you follow that person. Then wherever you go, he'll take you. Then you are not in our this thing, our prerogative. Remember, I told you the example in Vrindavan about that fridge, refrigerator. Who was there? All of you were there. So what did I say to that person, the devotee? What did I say to the devotee?
If you buy a refrigerator from another company, then first you should go there and ask them if they can repair it or not.
Yes.
And if they say no, then you come here.
No, not to come here. You have to reject that company And you have to then sign. Is it not so? You got this 12-year contract, 5-year, 12 months contract. You stop the contract there and start the contract here. And then you can come here, they can talk to you. Is it not logical to you? अविनाश बाबू पढ़िए, देख रहे हो?
Prabhuji, padha hai maine, bro. I've read this. It's not my question, Prabhu. Probably you have misunderstood me.
I misunderstood
It
you.
is a leading question where I asked you to clarify.
Oh, no,
here.
ठीक है, तो I told you this one.
Yes, yes.
We are
It's not my confusion. It
hypocrites.
was never
We
my
are not
confusion.
hypocrites.
It was never my confusion, Prabhu.
Okay, that's fine then. That's good enough.
Yeah, I'm 200% clear, Prabhu.
Okay,
But I
that's
wanted
fine.
to bring this topic because so that we
clear the
can,
point out.
like Pradyumna Prabhu asked you and got clarification.
Yeah,
That's
that's
what
fine. No
it's
problem.
a leading question, Prabhu. Yeah.
ठीक है.
I understand this, Prabhu. Sorry if you have misunderstood me. That was never my point.
Yeah, no, that's fine. As long as we are clear, I don't want to be involved what others call us and all those things. That's not very good for our team here, you know. So we must keep it away.
Yes,
Yeah,
Prabhu.
between us is fine, but I don't want to be involved what others say about us. That's fine.
I know you best, Prabhu. I know you very well, Prabhu. I know all those things. That's not my problem. My problem is we are teaching these people, so and they are out and about.
Yeah.
And they come across these people, so we should know what's our situation. And it's good to hear from you, Prabhu. It's so you refer scriptures so nicely explain it, Prabhu.
Yeah.
So that was my
I
idea.
don't say as a habit because we are starting the whole process here, even after my death. So I cannot say something which is I feel or I've read and I'm not totally showing to you. You know. So that's the reason I'm showing this. It is proved. It is there on YouTube. It is there. What verse is there? We are showing you the verse also. Read it yourself and you make your own call. So this is the very, very important point. All of you should be very clear about this. You know?
Yes, Prabhu. This has
And
been
also
mentioned.
at the same time, no, I'm telling everybody, I'm not talking to you. I'm telling everybody.
Yes, I will talk to Prabhu.
So, yeah. So, but remember one thing. At any point in time, everybody is free to do whatever they want to do. Nobody can bind bhakti. Maharishi Goswami Maharaj has been very clear about this. Maharaj told you very clearly. Bhakti cannot be bound by anybody, to anybody, by anybody. Okay? So that's how it is. Okay? And as long as you follow what has been taught, you are in the parampara. All mercy is flowing. And this is the reason why we keep it very decentralized, for everybody. Because agar kal now Avinash Abu is teaching properly. One of you may have your own team. Now you may teach something different. So we should not be bound by that. That's Sita Prabhu's team. Somebody may be doing or Shashi Prabhu's team. So we don't want to do all those things. We just want to go simply chanting and go back to Godhead. Because Guru Maharaj told me to preach, we are doing this. It's very difficult to preach in this world. Very, very difficult. On your own, you understand everything. Your points are very clear. People come to ask you. So many people come and ask me to get clarification. So many different devotees. I do it, it's done. But our own case, so many, every time new people come, so we teach new people, all these things. It's a very difficult process, but it should be very done very clearly. So this is the time for any one of you, and it is done very clearly. So is it very clear now? Is this point clear?
Yes.
So
Sir.
yesterday, last Sunday's class and today's class is very clear. I had no intention of discussing this. It just came about this point, so I'm showing this.
Yes. It's good to have reference, probably. Yes.
Yeah, it's clear cut.
Thank you for sharing this.
Yeah, you got the reference number also here?
From the top, I'll write it down.
So many we have given this. Adi Leela, what is the reference? Hold on. 653.
53, yes, 653.
ठीक है ना?
Yes.
And what Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam to the hey main Bhagavatam ka words.
Yes.
What reference is also there? There the Prabhupada very clearly mentioned distinct लिखते हैं. Yeah, two different लिखा है. Two kinds. It is nothing new. We are just because we are being distinct from a very big organization. They've got their own system. They are asking us to be following this. We don't. There are too many things scattered in their cupboards. Very difficult. Very difficult. Because we are good people, we do not say anything to them. Okay. All clear. Diva Prabhu, is it clear? This point is clear for you? Although it may be a little hard because you're in the beginner's program, but still, some concepts, yeah?
Yeah, Prabhu.
You want to be sure with everybody. Padma Prabhu, is it okay with you? You understood this?
Yes, sir.
Your questions are answered there?
Yes, sir.
Very nice. All right. Anybody else wants to say anything?
Yes, Prabhu, if I'm allowed to. Can I talk, Prabhu, for a minute?
Yes.
Yes, when you started talking about this Bhagavad Gita, this came after a long time when you started saying this because of whatever happened in the organization. And when I started reading, it is not only 653, it is mentioned at many places. Prabhupada even speaks about this. And also whole Bhagavatam start with this point when Sutta Goswami is giving lecture. He's not giving initiation, he's giving knowledge. So then I understood that this is so right, this is so accurate. Why it didn't manifest before? So I'm 200% clear. It's not only 653, it's everywhere in Bhagavatam. They don't talk about Pancaratriki Viddhi anywhere actually. Am I
Yeah,
right, Prabhu?
Bhagavad Vidhi is from Bhagavatam.
Yes, Bhagavatam talks about only
So
this.
that's why Bhagavatam will not talk about Pancaratriki Vidhi.
Yes.
So Bhagavatam doesn't talk about Pancaratriki Vidhi at all. So that's good. If it is pointed out clearly, that's how it should be done very clearly. It should be very clearly understood. Yeah. Because where only pure devotional service has to be performed. So that's why we emphasize upon this point. Because Maharishi Goswami will always say this point. Only and only pure devotional service has to be performed. Only and only pure devotional service. And Maharaj would be so particular about it. If you don't want to perform pure devotional service, you should not be here. We are very happy with only one person here with us. He would say this very boldly. ठीक है? ठीक है. All right, I'll wait for 10 more seconds. I think we've completed the class today also. I've been meaning to finish this particular chapter so long, so we can do other points, but I'm holding back. Probably there's a reason why, and these points have been raised and it's been coming clearly. Hopefully, future generations will be very clear about this, Yeah. And this will be again saved in important playlists. If you read among the different playlists, how many of you have seen our playlists? Raise your hands. Very good. So this will be saved in important playlist. Okay? And there are many others also in playlists which are there. Any difficulty? Look here. After my death, also look here. You understand all this about future initiations and anything complications is an important playlist. Important instruction, important announcements are written. That is our playlist name. And I'm saying here also, this is recorded. So we are pretty honest about things. There is nothing under the table or not saying anything. We are saying everything to everybody. But remember one thing, your decision is your call. Okay? It is your call. We showed you all these things because bhakti में मैंने देखा हुआ है कि people have been really been taken for a ride, many of them. So I don't want to do such things. We are very simple people. And I'm nobody, as I said. ठीक है? All right. I'll wait for 10 more seconds before we finish this conversation, today's class again. And next week again, we have got different, we will be discussing festival program next week. So this will be pushed to one more session there.
Hare Krishna.
Yes.
Just on the topic of discussion, it's actually very nicely explained by Srila Prabhupada, and also our understanding is also like very much in line with what Prabhupada is saying. But I'm also saying, just on a positive note, that those devotees who read Srila Prabhupada's books, regardless of whether they're in an institution or not, they'll understand, because they understand this, that there's a distinction between Bhagavat Viddhi and Pancaratriki Viddhi. So it's not, a big, it's not like really a big issue because Srila Prabhupada has mentioned it so many times. So, we're just following what Srila Prabhupada is saying. So everything's directly in line. I had just a quick question for you. So was Pancaratriki Viddhi being practiced even 5,000 years ago when Lord Krishna was on earth, And even for example, Srimad Bhagavatam, and Mansuda Goswami was there. But was Pancaratriki Viddhi being practiced at that time?
Pancaratriki Viddhi is more or less, as Prabhupada writes, only for deity worship. Okay, na? So, but in deity worship, you may have books for how to perform deity worship in particular way. Do this, do that, this mantra, that mantra. Yeah. But Bhagavatam talks about love of God only, exclusively, answering those questions by the sages. Okay. So in Bhagavatam, there is no reference of Pancaratriki Viddhi, which has been mentioned, discussed before. But at that time, before the Kali Yuga's advent, the worship was different. So at that time, there was deity worship also going on. Before that, there was yagnas being performed. So there also you require proper initiation for that. Diksha initiation for that. You require those mantras, but they're not powerful. Yeah. Because love of God attaining those processes was very difficult at that age. That's why the age was more, people lived longer. Very good questions. Yeah. Did you get this point? So lived longer, all this. So with this living longer, the process also was very difficult. So it was existed at that time too. But when Srimad Bhagavatam talks about at that age also, people were asking the question, what is the way to attain God? Like if you see that Krishna's incarnation of Vaman Dev was at a different age, you see. Lord Nrsimha was a different age. You understand this point? Yeah. But Bhagavad Gita was still existing then. That's why it is written here. And to do this, you don't require formal initiation.
Yeah, right. So, but even fire sacrifices now is completely not completely not there, right? Where deity worship is, but
it's not recommended because they are not Brahmanas. Prabhupada says fire sacrifice was not needed.
And
not relevant today. Yeah.
They don't have the power to, Yeah.
He said we do it because of the Pancaratriki Viddhi. We also do fire sacrifice in a temple because then the smart Brahmanas will say, what is this kind of initiation going on? It's not needed. Chanting Hare Krishna is enough.
So fire sacrifice also falls under Pancaratriki Viddhi?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Okay. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Sparanam, Padasivanam is only Bhagavad Viddhi. 9% of bhakti, 8 is Bhagavad Viddhi. Even Archanam also Bhagavad Viddhi you can do. So we are teaching here. Okay. Is the question answered?
Yes, Guruji. Thank you very much. Perfect.
Yeah, very nice. Very good. So it's good when we are in the thick of things. If you have any questions to be clarified, it's best way to clarify. Okay, we are time up now. We're gone past 8 o'clock here. All right, Hare Krishna. So thank you very much. We will have to conclude today's discussion with this, and we'll have to take it for next time now when we speak, at this point. So this will be recorded, as I told you where to look for, and hopefully future generations are also secure in this way, and you're on the parampara, with Prabhupada's words there. Okay, whose turn is it to sing Maharaj? Maharaj, please hear us now.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. It's my turn, Prabhuji.
Very nice. Hare Krishna, Mataji. ठीक है, आप शुरू कीजिए. Start now. Okay. 1, 2, 3, start.
Maharaj, please hear us.
Maharaj, please hear us.
Maharaj, we have learned.
No, we have learned.
We have learned one thing.
We have learned one thing.
If our room is clean.
And
no.
Today.
Start again.
Start.
Maharaj, please hear us.
Maharaj, please hear us.
We have learned we have learned some real good things.
We have learned some real good things.
Maharaj, we have learned one thing.
Stop. It's okay. Take your deep breath. That's fine. Okay, you take a break and come back again in a minute or so. Just read it if you want to. Okay, start. No problem. Start. Easy. You're doing all good.
Yeah.
Maharaj, Maharaj, please hear us.
Maharaj, Maharaj, please hear us.
We have learned some real good stuff.
No, and today for
Oh yeah, and today for good stuff, Maharaj, we
It's
have.
correct. It's correct. It's correct. Sanjafu is correct. The second line's correct.
sorry, Babu.
Maharaj, Maharaj, please hear us.
Maharaj,
Maharaj, Maharaj, please hear us. We have learned some real good stuff.
we have learned something.
Stuff. Maharaj, we have learned one thing.
Maharaj,
We have learned one thing. And today for you we will sing.
today for
Today for
you
you
we will sing.
If our room is clean,
If our room
then our mind is clean.
and our mind is clean.
If our mind is clean,
If our mind is clean,
then we can do anything.
we can do anything.
If our room is dirty,
If our room is dirty,
then so are we.
then so are we.
And if we are dirty,
And if we are dirty,
then we're not happy.
we're not happy.
Wasting time
Wasting time
is the greatest crime.
is the greatest crime.
Because wasted time
Because wasted time
means a wasted mind.
means a wasted mind.
So best use your time
So best use your time
when you're in your prime.
when you're in your prime,
And your whole life
and your whole life
will be sublime.
will be sublime.
Your wealth is gone,
If your wealth is gone,
and there is nothing wrong.
then there is nothing wrong.
But if your health is gone,
But if your health is gone,
then that's a different song.
that's a different song.
If your character dies,
If your character dies,
then the world will cry.
then the world will cry.
Only saintly behavior,
Only saintly behavior,
that's humanity thrives.
let humanity thrive.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
We must always remember Krishna
We must always remember Krishna
and never forget him too.
and never forget him too.
But how are we to practice this with so many things to do?
But how are we to practice this with so many things to do?
That is the greatest question.
That is the greatest question.
And here's the greatest clue.
And here is the greatest clue.
You must learn to work so nicely that Krishna remembers you.
You must learn to work so nicely that Krishna remembers you.
So listen very closely
So listen very
and
closely
make your thinking sharp.
and make your thinking sharp.
Let's learn how we can live and work so Krishna won't depart.
Let's learn how we can live and work so Krishna won't
If
depart.
something's due tomorrow,
If something's due tomorrow,
finish it today.
finish it today.
Whatever's due today,
Whatever's due today,
do it now, don't delay.
do it now, don't delay.
Your friends might be lazy
Your friends might be lazy
or doing bad things,
or doing bad things,
but you think again,
but you think again,
don't follow them,
don't follow them,
and you'll win in the
and
end.
you will win in the end.
Whatever work we're given,
Whatever work we given,
we do our very best.
we do our very best.
We only live with what we need and give Krishna the rest.
We only live with what we need and give Krishna the rest.
This is how to live, to work and to play. You learn to live this way, you'll see Krishna every day.
This is how to live, to work and to play. You learn to live this way, see Krishna every day.
And when our time is up, he'll take us up above. We'll sing and dance with him with a heart full of love.
And when our time is up, he'll take us up above. We sing and dance with him with a heart full of love.
So chant Krishna's name, his glories and his fame. It's the only way this world will ever become sane.
So chant Krishna's name, his glories and his fame. It's the only way this world will ever become sane.
Now please ask this greatest question
Now please ask this greatest question
and find this greatest clue.
and find this greatest clue.
You can only remember Krishna
You can only remember
if
Krishna.
Krishna remembers you.
Krishna remembers you.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai.
His Holiness Srila Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj Srila Gurudev ki Jai.
Jai.
Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Shri Nitai Gaurchandra Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Namo Vishnu Krishna Vastaya Bhutale Shrimati Mahavishnu Goswami Namini. Namo Vishnu Krishna Vastaya Bhutale Shrimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namini. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gaurmani Prachayane. Nirvishesh Shunvari Prashati Restarane. Hare Krishna. Okay. So hopefully today's discussion would give more clarity about the subject matter for everybody and for future generations to come also. Hopefully it will settle a lot of questions for everyone. Wonderful. Thank you very much. Krishna willing, by Srila Guru's mercy, we'll see you next week, same place, same time. Till then, chant Hare Krishna and be happy. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Prabhuji.
Devotees.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna, everyone.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram.